Hello my friends, SAmaryllis here to play more Cinders. We are going to head right back into it and we are going to our trip to town. We just got back from our visit from Tobias. He let us have a little bit of pocket change, so maybe I'll get a meal. 25 extra sovereigns, like Cinders just said. And not sure what's going to happen. Don't know if I'm going to go back home yet or not, but let's go ahead and see. I could stop by the tavern and treat myself with this money. But if I brought it back to Carmoza, I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Well, I am not giving Carmoza anything. I'm gonna go to the inn. This place looks so full of life. Although, to be fair, it's a little bit shady too. I hear that this inn attracts some of the less honest people in town, but at least it's exciting. People here actually know how to have fun. It's nothing like that stiff and proper place that I'm forced to call home. Carmoza and her daughters are all too proud to do anything fun. Well, I'm not gonna be like that. I'll order a huge meal and a beer to go with it. Oh, the captain of the guard is still here. He's all alone in the corner. I wonder if he'd let me sit with him. I don't know if I want to approach him. I am a little curious about him, though. I'm going to approach him. I'm already spending time drinking beer at the tavern. I might as well just take the plunge. Well, he's looking at me at least, but he's not even talking. Hello? Hello? Do you mind if I sit here? There are plenty of free tables in here, but it seems like you've already made up your mind. Thank you. I just wanted to chat with you if that's okay. Are you really the captain of the Prince's Guard? I am. The king appointed me to this position himself. Ever since his death 2 years ago, I've served the prince. So is the prince not technically a king then? Or is he is like a council of advisors ruling the kingdom right now, if he's still considered the prince? And how is the prince doing? What's it like to serve under him? Do you like it? He's the prince, my ruler and liege. That's all that matters for me. Oh, I see. Oh, I saw you rescue that kidnapped child this morning. That was really impressive. It was simply my duty. I suppose. I mean, at least he's talking. Oh, did he really have to kill them though? Yeah, I'm gonna ask that. Probably not like the best choice if I want to be friends with him, but I'm gonna go with my morality here. Was it really necessary for you to kill them? Surely you could have let them live. It was not my choice. They chose that path when they put an innocent life at risk. I'm sure those bandits were just as desperate and not thinking clearly. It's cruel to take someone's life just because of a poor decision. That's a fair argument, but what would you have me do? Would you rather risk the life of a child who did nothing wrong? Or better yet, should I leave the fate of the bandits and child to the crowd? What if they tried to break in and the bandits decided to kill the boy? Or maybe the crowd would have burned the house down and everyone would have died slowly. At least by my sword, those men were given a swift death. That's true. I never actually heard what the bandits' demands were. Was it just like to get money or to leave? Like it's a little odd. It's my duty to uphold the peace. That is what I did. Your words may be correct, but your way of thinking is flawed. You hide behind your duty, but it's still your choice to spare a life or take it. Can you really sleep well with such a flimsy excuse as duty? Well, Cinders is really laying it on him here. You have an interesting way of thinking. It's nothing I've considered before. You're an interesting girl. Might I know your name? Oh, he's smiling. Wow. I'm called Cinders. An odd choice. Well, my name is Perrault. My father used to call me that because of my hair. Now it's stuck, though when my sisters address me, it sounds more like an insult. I see. Then I wish you well, Cinders. Perrault is so unusual. On the surface, he might be considered cold or cruel, but he takes his responsibility very seriously. Being the captain of the Prince's Guard can't be an easy task. Okay, so I kind of went with what I wanted to say, and maybe that actually ended up being the right choice? Who knows? Well, if I wanted to, I guess, date Perrault, who I'm assuming is a endgame option. I don't know. Well, I should probably return to my meal before it grows cold. And then I should head back home. It's getting late. Am I gonna get in trouble for staying a while? Can I go straight to our residence? Can I go to the forest first? Is that okay? I'm gonna go to the forest. Maybe I should stop by the forest before I return home to Carmoza and my stepsisters. It might be nice to have a little break after all. I wonder if the gift I left at the lake is still there. It's probably silly to think that fairies took it, but I'm curious. I'm already super late. Whatever. I'll go to the lake. Oh, the wreath of flowers that I wove is gone. No doubt it was blown away by the wind or taken by a wild animal, but Father would probably tell me that the fairies accepted it as a gift. I think I prefer to believe Father's version over mine. It's growing late, though. I should return home. That's right. Okay. Our residence. Probably gonna get a tongue lashing from Carmoza for taking so long. The journey back to my house was much too short. I am not looking forward to facing Carmoza or my sisters again. At least I got a rare reprieve from their insults today. I wish it had lasted longer. I'm terribly late. Carmoza told me to hurry back and it's nearly nightfall. I'm sure she'll skin me alive. Yeah, not only was I delayed at the lake on the way there, I was delayed with the bandits, then I went and had dinner, and then I went to the lake again, so this is probably the worst relationship I can possibly have with Carmoza. Cinders, do you have any idea what time it is, you useless girl? Where have you been all this time? Do I want to talk back to her? I want to explain. Maybe apologize will let me explain what happened. Like, at least the bandits will give me some cover, right? I apologize. There was a lot of commotion in town, and I sort of got caught up in... Enough with your excuses. They make you look so pathetic. If you chose to ignore my orders, at least have the pride to stand by your decision instead of simpering like that. The child you once were is gone. You must be a woman now. Have more pride in yourself. Why would you want me to have more pride in myself? Like, you'll just beat me up anyway with that. Ugh. Otherwise, you are nothing more than a lazy and useless little girl. At least you managed to finish the task appointed to you, though I take little solace in that. Is it too much to hope that you managed to keep some of the money I gave to you? Well, he said the price was 200 gold pieces, so that is what I paid him. Oh, why am I not surprised? You didn't even tell me to try and, like, save the money. Whatever. I suppose it is foolishness to expect more from a girl as disjointed from reality as you. What are you talking about? You never take the first offer. Anyone who conducts business, no, anyone in their right mind knows that. But Tobias is my friend. He would not... Enough. I am not interested in your excuses. What a disaster. You are more useless than I could have imagined. If I stopped feeding you, it would be exactly what you deserve. But I suppose I would be arrested for petty crime if I did that. But I... Silence! Get out of my sight. Just looking at you makes me ill. You will go to your room, and you will stay there until you are summoned. Is that clear? Yes. Whatever. Forget her. Meanwhile... My lord, I've been told you wanted to see me. I have been informed of the hostage situation at the marketplace today. I also heard that you handled the situation rather admirably. For that, I commend you. Thank you, my lord, but the truth is that I regret having to kill so many men. They couldn't even put up a fight. Oh, is Perrault having some remorse or secondhand thoughts from my conversation? Oh, such is the burden of those in positions of power. We must make difficult decisions for the sake of protecting others. It is not a choice, but a duty. And you performed your duty to perfection. You honor me with your words, my lord. You deserve it. After all, my father, your king, has always spoken well of you. I know he even considered you a friend. If the king spoke so, I am honored by such confidence. Truly? What do you think of my father? How was it to serve under him? The king was a wise, skillful, and strong leader. I would have followed him anywhere. That is what I have heard from everyone who knew him. Already, I fade in comparison. He only died 2 years ago, though. Like, how would the prince not really know much about his father? My prince. I have not yet been crowned, as father's last wish was that I should find a wife first. No doubt, he wished that I find someone capable of ruling by my side. Of course, every noble in the land is eagerly pushing an eligible daughter towards me. But I need a strong woman I can rely on, a queen who can support my agenda no matter how hard it's going to be. I am a simple warrior, my lord. I know very little of romance and politics. Nonsense. My father trusted you in more ways than war, and I too am willing to do that. Please advise me, not as the captain of the guard, but as my friend. But I confess, even my own palace is not a safe place for discussing such delicate matters. The walls have ears, and I would not wish for my search for a wife to become any more public than it already is. Might we go hunting together tomorrow morning? I think we would find the forest a safer place for a discussion. Such an action is dangerous, my lord. If something were to happen to you, there was no one to succeed you on the throne. Is that so? I cannot imagine anything safer than having the famous captain of the guard by my side. If that is what you wish, my lord. That is indeed what I wish. You can go now, friend. My prince. Oh, good old Perrault, brave captain of the royal guard, first sword of the kingdom, veteran of the renegade war. Oh, there's a war, huh? Oh, reduced to killing common thugs and guarding market stalls, not yet aware of how obsolete his role is. These are different times that require a new kind of bravery and power. Our wars will not be fought using iron and fire, but gold and lies. I don't know how I feel about this prince so far. I hope you can adapt to these new times, my poor old friend. Because when I become the king and start realizing my plans, goodness knows I'm going to need someone like you. Okay, well, he doesn't sound like he wants to get rid of him, so that's good. Alright. Later that night. Finally, I have some time to myself after doing Carmoza's bidding all day. Still, it could have been worse. Carmoza was furious and I got nothing but cold scraps for dinner. But at least I was able to get away from the house for most of the day. I always love going into town. I can't believe how exhausted I am after today, though. My feet ache and I feel so sleepy. I should go to bed. Carmoza certainly won't allow me to sleep in tomorrow. Oh, knocking sound. Was that someone knocking at the door? Why would someone be visiting us at such a late hour? Silence! I paid for your discretion, and yet you pound on the front door as if it's a war drum. Oh, I almost forgot about the guy who was going to come over. Right. Pardon, madame. I swear I'll be silent as the tombs are, right away. Mum's the word. Enough with your nonsense. The package is ready to go. Can I trust you? Oi, you wound my pride, madame. I'm more trustworthy than an old priest in a confessional. Such an utterance is of little comfort to me. No one can escape Carmoza's biting tongue. Now prove there is some value to your words, and go before someone sees you. I think he's gone. What was that all about? What on earth is Carmoza trying to hide? Maybe I should sneak out the window and try to follow him. He can't have gone far. If I leave now, I'm sure I can catch up with him. No, that's crazy. I can't do that. Oh, she is so tired, though, because she stayed out so long today. Oh. Maybe I'll choose it on a different path. Yeah. I won't do it on this one. I don't want her to get hurt or something. I'll stay in the room for now. I had better stay here. It's much too dangerous to leave in the middle of the night. And now that I know Carmoza is up to something, I have to be especially careful. I'll sleep for now, but I must keep an eye out for any more secretive behavior. I wonder what Carmoza is trying to hide from everybody. If I could figure it out, such knowledge might be useful in the future. I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight with this on my mind, but I suppose I must at least try. In the morning. Oi, what a night. Maybe boss was right when he said not to drink away my pay in one go. Still, can't say it wasn't worth it for how great last night was. Wait, what exactly happened last night? How did I even end up here? Was this the messenger in the night? The deer went this way, my lord. Oi, someone's coming! Better lay low for a mite. Oh, it's the prince and, Perrault. Hurry, before he gets away. Forget the deer, Captain. There are more important matters at hand. If this is about what you asked yesterday, my lord, I know little of politics or the affairs of the court. Ah, that shady character is gonna listen in on this. Uh-oh. That's exactly why I need you. You're straightforward and honest, and you see things that I can't. Behind all those smiles, everyone in the court lies to me. No, you're the only man I can trust. I will serve you to the best of my ability. What is it that you wish to discuss? It's about my father's last wish. I must have a wife before I ascend the throne. How am I to choose one? There is a ball in a few days. Isn't that your chance to find an eligible young lady? In theory, but that's the problem. How will I be able to tell? The monarchy is weak without a king, and the nobles around me are plotting to advance themselves. They groom their daughters like prize spaniels in the hopes that I'll be taken in by a pretty face. I need a wife who is strong and smart, someone who can rule the kingdom wisely, not feed me her father's poisonous words. But I doubt that I'll ever find such a woman. Don't give up on every maid in the kingdom, my lord. Even yesterday, I met a young woman who had a quick wit and a fire in her eyes. She did not seem like a woman of nobility, though. A shame that is, for I would gladly have gone to see any woman that you held in such regard. And yet you must choose a wife from among the nobility, regardless. It is, after all, tradition. As if tradition mattered to that brood of vipers, they plot to control the throne before it is even in my grasp. If I marry to please the powerful house, I risk having a fool for a wife. But what other choice do I have? If we respected the traditions to the fullest, you'd be able to choose any woman at the ball, even someone you didn't know. How convenient that this rule is often forgotten. Someone I didn't know. Captain, you're brilliant. It's perfect. I'm not sure I follow your thinking, my lord. A masquerade ball. I'll be able to choose from the woman without discriminating over looks or political ties. They've been pushing me to follow tradition for so long, they can't complain if I remember the old rules. Captain, you truly are a remarkable man. I see now why Father trusted you so much. Of course, my lord. Well, it's always an honor to be of service. Thank you so much, my friend. You are a rare breed indeed, still faithful to your ideals. Ideals or not, our prey has long since escaped us, and if we linger any longer, people might grow suspicious. You're right, my friend. Let us return to the castle with all haste. Now that I have a solution in mind, I can return with a light heart. Shady character, heard all of that. Well, that is a bit of juicy gossip you don't hear every day. A masquerade ball, huh? I know a certain lady who would pay handsomely for this information, that she would. The day may have started lousy after all of last night's drinking, but it's turned out to be quite a good one after all. All thanks to a few extra rounds at the pub. You can't go wrong with that. What time is it? Oh no, did you oversleep? Ah! The sun is already so high in the sky. I must have slept in. I guess my trip into town yesterday took more out of me than I thought. It was great getting out and being active. I wish days like that weren't so rare. If I could get out more, I'm sure it wouldn't exhaust me so easily. I wonder why no one has come to wake me up yet. It must be at least noon, if not later. Oh my god, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. Surely Carmoza hasn't decided to be gracious and grant me a holiday. I want none of your pitiful excuses! Uh-oh, Carmoza's definitely not in a gracious mood. Oh, it's, the shady character. I bet he came back. But he lost his package. I should get going and see what's going on before she catches me like this. Everyone is here. You're an even bigger disappointment than usual. Oh, is she laying it on Gloria? Looks like Carmoza's mad at Gloria today. I wonder why. Hey, Sophia. Cinders, not so loud. I don't want to get in trouble. Or miss any of this. What's going on? Business as usual. Mother's in a bad mood, and Gloria was the nearest thing she could yell at. I'm not interested in your excuses. It's your duty to make sure there's enough wood for the fireplace. She's gathering wood in like such a fancy dress? But if the servant is allegedly ill, then find someone else. Do it yourself if you have to. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Mother. I understand. If you truly understood, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Is it because I slept in? But I am wasting my breath. I can only hope that you've learned your lesson and this won't happen again. It seems I can't trust you girls with even the smallest tasks. I wish that one of you would finally take charge of things. Yes, Mother. Well, don't just say yes. Prove your worth by taking action. Make sure dinner is ready in 2 hours. I expect the wood to be chopped by then as well. Don't worry, Mother. I will. Cinders, Sophia, why were you two wasting your time eavesdropping instead of being useful? It's not a waste to watch the mighty, all-knowing Gloria get scolded by Mom. Oh, what's this? You usually have such a sharp reply, but now you can't think of anything to say. Whatever happened to the perfect, glorious, outspoken Gloria? One scolding from Mom is all it takes to shut you up. I don't have time to deal with your childish jealousy right now, but watch your tongue. It will certainly get you in trouble someday. Anyway, you two heard Mother. Dinner must be ready in 2 hours, so get started. What? Why do we have to get dinner ready? Because I'll be busy taking care of Mother's other needs, like getting the wood chopped. She's gonna chop wood in that dress? If you'd rather not, I can always tell Mother you refuse to obey her orders. Fine, I'll do it. Just pray your food isn't poisoned. As if you had the guts to do such a thing, little sister. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have duties to attend to. Okay, as I thought, because Gloria's taller, Gloria's also older, but I know height has no correlation to age anymore after a certain point, but that's just, I still think that way. Well, it looks like I'm stuck working with you, Cinders. Why was she so mean to Gloria? I mean, I want to stay on Sophia's good side, but she's always so mean to Gloria. Why were you so cruel to Gloria? Why? Don't you hate her too? Well, maybe, but you're her sister. Aren't you supposed to support each other? Oh, if only Gloria believed that. No, there's certainly no support here, and it's mostly her fault. She always acts so smug and self-righteous, but there's no trace of her own will or personality in there. She's just trying to copy Mom, even though it's impossible. And of course, she takes out all her frustration on me. She probably thinks Mom will recognize her more if she keeps degrading me. I have no reason to be kind to her. I understand, but don't you wish that would change? Living under Carmosa is hard enough already. Wouldn't it be easier to band together instead of fight each other? Maybe, but why does it matter? Why am I even discussing this with you? I must be getting desperate. Of course I want to be on better terms with Gloria, but she drew the line a long time ago. I may not be as clever or as beautiful as Mom or Gloria, but I'm not naive. People don't just change. They'll remain cruel as long as it benefits them. That's such a sad outlook on life. It must have been really hard for you growing up. Ugh, please, I don't need pity, especially not from you. Life is horrid and no amount of sweet words will change that. Now let's go get dinner ready before we get in trouble. I like Sophia. It'll be nice having someone helping me with dinner for once. Hurry up and take out all the ingredients we're going to need. Why me? Isn't it obvious? I hardly set foot in this place, so naturally I don't know where anything is. Naturally, that doesn't mean you can't help with the preparation, though. I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? There's no way you can prepare dinner in 2 hours alone. I'll be in just as much trouble as you if it's not done. Mother isn't forgiving towards anyone. I figured that much out myself. Now here are all the ingredients. Yuck, the stench is unbelievable. Are they rotting or something? No, this is just how vegetables smell. They do grow in the soil, you know. Sure, but I can't believe you actually live with this odor. I bet sometimes you must feel like a rather large carrot yourself. Or a beetroot, maybe. That's very funny, Sophia. Besides, it wasn't exactly my choice to move in here. I used to have a proper bedroom before Gloria took it. Of course, how could I forget? Still, you should be grateful. They say that harsh conditions help to build character. You're bound to become a diamond here while poor Gloria softens with every passing hour. Can't you give me a break for once? If that's how it's gonna look, I prefer to risk Carmosa's anger and prepare the dinner alone. Oh, fine, don't be so uptight, sis. One Gloria in this house is one too many. So, what was it like before we moved in with you anyway? Yeah, I'll tell her. I like Sophia. Do you really want to know? Of course, we've got to talk about something, or else it'll be awfully dull in here. You can't just admit that you're actually interested in my life. Well, if you must know, the moment we started talking, I decided it's better to imagine you're a character from some bad romance novel. It's much less personal like that. Oh, you're such a darling sometimes. I'm pretty sure Sophia is the one who loves the bad romance novels. She keeps making those comparisons. I know, right? I may not be the worst or best in the family, but you can't accuse me of lacking creativity. But let's get back to that book you're in. Well, life was different when Father was still alive. More carefree, although I suppose that's how childhood is. Father had a way with kids. I think he was rather a big child himself, always dreaming. I loved it back then. I see. And how do you feel about it now? Oh, how do I feel about my father? It was a little too dreamy. It may have been fun while I was a child, but looking back on it, I think Father was overprotective. He raised me to live in a dream instead of reality. Unfortunately, life is a lot more complicated than fairy tales. You can say that again. Imagination can only work so far, and all dreams eventually come to an end. You're right. Sometimes I wish Father had better prepared me to be awake. What about your mother? Do you remember her? Unfortunately, she passed away giving birth to me. I still feel guilty about it, even though I know it doesn't make any sense. Father told me a lot about her, but I don't really know if that's how she was, or just an idealized image. Either way, I know that her death had a huge impact on him. I think he was very lonely. Perhaps that's why he preferred to get lost in his dreams, rather than face real life. I'm sure it got even worse after we came into your life, huh? Ugh, this onion is making my eyes wet. Give that to me, I'll chop it. If you rinse the knife first, it shouldn't sting that much. As for you, I'd say my life was definitely different after you came in. Oh, just be honest, I know your life has been miserable ever since your father married our lovely mother. Trust me, it's not like Gloria and I wanted this either, and yet here we are, one big, happy family. You can be awfully cynical at times. Oh, you noticed. Fine then, yes, my life got worse when you showed up. I'm a servant, no, a slave, in my own house. Not like you'd understand. Yes, what could I possibly know about it? Stupid onion. Oh, Sophia. It sounds to me like it's your turn to talk about your life. Well, there's not much to say. That can't be true. It's obvious that a lot happened to you and Gloria. You wouldn't be like this otherwise. Besides, you said you wanted a conversation, so tell me about yourself. Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you. When we were children, we lived out in the countryside. Our house wasn't as nice as this one, though. Our father was a military man. He got himself killed in some war, and that left Mother a widow. Is it Peralt? Is he really not dead? Is he their dad and not dead? He was also in the war. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. I hardly ever saw the man. When he was around, he was like a complete stranger, not a proper father at all. His death meant nothing to us. What about Carmosa? It must have affected her. Maybe that's why she's the way she is now. Was that supposed to be a joke? Mom didn't care about him any more than we did. Then why did she marry him? Well, why does anyone get married? For love, political gains, for many reasons. Well, for many reasons. There are a lot of reasons for people to get married. I don't think I can give one solid answer. Some do it to attain higher status or more riches. It's also a way to ensure you aren't alone when you're old. And sometimes love, or at least mutual respect, plays a role too. You're right. For instance, an ugly girl like me would only attract men looking for status. They would try to climb the social ladder using my back for rungs. I'm gonna say it right now, there is a little bit of same face syndrome, so I don't actually think Sophia's ugly. She just looks the same as any other girl here. It was the opposite with Mother. She used her looks to attract a man of higher social standing. If he had a penchant for melodrama, you could say she climbed his dead body to be where she is now. Carmosa comes from a poor family. They had a title of nobility, but they'd lost most of their riches and splendor. The only way for her to advance up the social ladder was to marry, and she was ambitious. She married an officer who was relatively rich and had a lot of accolades. She probably planned ahead, even there. For all I know, she chose a man who would probably die in battle so that she could marry an even higher later. Wow, Sophia! How can you say that? That's such a cruel assumption. Cruel? It's not like she killed him. He would have died anyway. She just wanted something more out of life. It's still a cold thing to do. It's a cold thing to say about your own mother. Cold? Sure, it's cold. It's business. I don't see what's wrong with it. Mother's not dumb. She did what she had to. There's not much room in this world for women with ambitions, so you take what you can get. So back then, was your life as bad as it is now? Worse. What? How so? Well, you weren't around. Listen, if you're not around, who do you think becomes the victim? Mother's always needed a scapegoat, and Gloria would do anything to please that woman. I'm not as pretty, smart, or ambitious as them, so naturally she humiliated me, and Mom didn't disapprove. And now that I'm here, they no longer target you, is that it? That's exactly it. Mom and Gloria have a new scapegoat, and my life is finally a little better. Oh, I see. So now that you're no longer tormented, you choose to torment me instead. Of course, nothing personal, but it's either me or you, and I certainly won't be a victim again. Besides, you should be grateful. Didn't your father shield you from the real world too much? Well, now you get to see exactly what it's like. That's the way of all things. You're either the hunter or the prey. And as long as Mother and Gloria focus on you, I can go back to being my own worthless self. Sophia, just listen to yourself. You're not worthless, ugly, stupid, or even cruel. My, and what has made you an expert all of a sudden? That's ridiculous. It's obvious the person you hate the most is yourself, but you have no reason to. So you make up all these excuses like you're too stupid or ugly or worthless when you know it's not true, but it's still an easy way out, isn't it? You prefer to convince yourself you're nothing so that nobody will expect anything more from you. You don't have to change or do anything if you're worthless after all. And you sound like you're trying to convince yourself that you're all-knowing. You're not worthless, Sophia. You know that. Oh, it's almost endearing how hard you try to see good in other people, but you're just being naive. It's not naive at all. I was paying attention when you were talking, and I learned something important. You think you're worthless because you can't measure up to Carmosa or Gloria, but it's the opposite. Carmosa is a woman of strong influence, is easy to get drawn in and conform to what she wants. The fact that you've resisted means that you're stronger than Gloria. It means you're stronger than Carmosa. I'm sorry you had to suffer for it, but it makes you even more admirable. You really had it rough, and I know that left a mark on you, but it doesn't make you worthless. You know, I don't need your pity. Trust me, that's the last thing on my mind. You've still been absolutely horrid to me. But now that I know what happens to you, well, I just wish that you knew better. Listen to me closely, Cinders, because I'm only going to say this once. I am sorry. I'm sorry for everything. I'm not promising I'll change, but it's better than nothing. Thank you. I'm glad we could speak with each other like this. Maybe this is the start of something better. Don't get your hopes up. Anyway, it looks like dinner is nearly ready, so I'm leaving. Just make sure to hurry. I will. See you later. Wait, Sophia. What? Just remember that sometimes it's easier to get through tough situations if you have someone on your side. I suppose so. I wonder if I got through to her. I can't believe we actually had that conversation. That was definitely unexpected. I think I need some time to think it over. The meal is nearly done anyway. All that's left is to get one of the servants to cook the rest right before it is served. Okay, so there are servants, but the servants won't chop the wood? That seems like very hard labor for someone like Gloria to do in that big dress of hers. Ugh, I really need to get out and gather my thoughts. Everyone is busy, so I'm sure no one will notice if I sneak out. Okay. The main hallway is empty. No surprise there. I wonder what Carmosa's doing. As I thought, everyone is busy right now. I don't have much time before dinner, but I'm sure I could sneak out and be back in time. All that talk about my mother reminded me that I haven't been to her grave in a long time. It might be dangerous to sneak out during the day, but I don't know if I'll get another chance. I'll just have to move as quickly as I can. Oh... I guess I could wimp out and just stay at the residence, but I don't think it would be better to sneak out at night. That's also dangerous, so we'll just go right now. I don't even remember how long it's been since I last visited the cemetery. And actually, I think this is a good place to stop. We'll pick back up at the cemetery next time. Thank you for watching. This has been SAmaryllis playing Cinders. The time got away from me. I got sucked into the story. So I hope you'll join me next time, and I hope you have a great day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Bye-bye!